and I'm only growing. Like I think I'll get up to 240 and then probably cut down. So I'm like way fat.
And I'm only growing, like I think I'll get up to 240 and then probably cut down. So I'm like way faster. Mike Tyson has finally reacted to Jake Paul's body transformation, giving a savage message to him. Meanwhile, Deontay Wilder worries Jake would put Mike in a coma. Wilder worries that Mike might be jeopardizing his health. He holds Sportsbook review. I think it's bad the commission has licensed Mike Tyson because he hasn't been active in 20 years, so they should not just license him because of who he is. That's how people get hurt. God forbid he gets hurt. In a scathing critique, Wilder didn't mince words as he slammed the matchup, highlighting the potential dangers and consequences involved. He highlighted the grave risks associated with boxing, particularly for aging fighters like Tyson. He pointed out the sobering reality that one punch in the wrong place at the wrong time could have devastating consequences, citing examples of fighters who have been seriously injured or even left in comas as a result of such blows. Wilder added people can get hit in the wrong place at the wrong time. There's lots of examples where guys have been hit into a coma. It's easy to do. Mike is too old for this. At the end of the day, no one gives about Mike. In Wilder's view, Tyson's age makes him particularly vulnerable to such risks, and he believes that sanctioning the fight demonstrates a lack of concern for Tyson's well-being. He added, "We can talk about the pros and cons, but at the end of the day, they don't give." I don't think anyone cares about Mike, because if they did, they wouldn't sanction the fight. Expressing his disapproval of the matchup, Wilder questioned the motivations behind it, suggesting that those involved may not truly care about Tyson's welfare. He argued that while tests may have been conducted to assess Tyson's fitness for the fight, the potential consequences of a serious injury cannot be ignored. He added, "They may say they've done tests and all that, okay, but as long as you're willing to suffer the consequences, if something bad goes wrong, his power may not have left completely. But you still need to set it up. Your stamina needs to be a certain way, or it's going to look like a clown show." Moreover, Wilder stressed the importance of considering Tyson's stamina and overall condition, warning that without proper preparation, the fight could devolve into a farcical spectacle. He also voiced his personal reluctance to witness the fight, expressing his desire to preserve Tyson's legacy as one of boxing's greatest champions. He conveyed a sense of sadness at the prospect of seeing Tyson face off against a YouTuber like Jake Paul, fearing that such an outcome could tarnish Tyson's reputation and overshadow his legendary career. Wilder emphasized the significance of the final image people have of Tyson, suggesting that a loss to Paul could overshadow his many achievements in the ring. He added, "I don't want to be honest, I don't want to see one of my legends fight a YouTuber. If he goes in there and he knocks Mike out, that's going to tarnish the reputation of Mike. I don't want the last thing I remember of him is him getting knocked out by a YouTuber. The last thing you do, that's what people remember you by." In offering his critique, Wilder echoed the sentiments of many within the boxing community who have expressed reservations about the Tyson-Paul matchup. His remarks underscore the broader concerns surrounding the fight, including questions about its legitimacy, the potential risks to the fighters involved, and the impact it could have on Tyson's legacy. As the debate continues to unfold, voices like Wilder serve as a reminder of the ethical and moral considerations at stake in the world of professional boxing. Whether you like it or not, Netflix's global distribution partnership will probably make the forthcoming boxing match between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul one of the most streamed sporting events of the year. However, despite the vast global audience tuning in, there lingers a glimmer of hope that the legendary boxer can defy time itself and triumph over the polarizing social media sensation in a spectacular showdown. Daniel, the former UFC double champion has weighed in on the highly anticipated boxing match, offering his prediction on how the showdown will unfold. In a recent interview on MMA Junkie Radio, Cormier didn't mince words as he shared his thoughts on the unusual matchup, expressing skepticism about its classification as a legitimate fight. Cormier began by casting doubt on the characterization of the Tyson-Paul bout as a genuine contest, questioning the validity of labeling it as such. He conveyed a sense of bewilderment at the spectacle, acknowledging its unconventional nature, and suggesting that it defies traditional definitions of a boxing match. Despite his reservations, Cormier acknowledged the entertainment value of the event, anticipating that it will draw viewers' attention regardless of its classification. Fight. Honestly, I don't even know how it's a fight. It's a weird deal. But yeah, I think it'd be fun. I think if Mike Tyson can fight and just is free to fight the way he wants to, he's either going to knock him out or he's going to get caught with something that's going to get him knocked out. But hell, I'm watching it. It'll be fun as long as it lasts, because anytime Iron Mike fights, I'm such a massive fan. It don't matter his age. Granted, expressing his prediction for the outcome, Cormier emphasized the likelihood of a knockout, envisioning a scenario where one of the fighters delivers a decisive blow that ends the contest. He speculated that if Tyson is able to fight on his own terms and unleash his full power, he could either secure a knockout victory or fall victim to a well-timed counterattack from Paul. Cormier's assessment reflects the unpredictability inherent in combat sports and underscores the potential for explosive action in the ring. Despite his skepticism about the nature of the matchup, Cormier acknowledged the enduring allure of Tyson's fighting prowess, noting the excitement that surrounds any bout involving the legendary boxer. He emphasized Tyson's reputation as a formidable competitor and suggested that his presence alone guarantees a level of excitement and intrigue for fans. Father Time is undefeated. There's nothing ever said more true the world than Father Time is undefeated. And Mike looks great. Father Time's not undefeated. Let's see how he operates. What do you mean he's not undefeated? Daniel Cormier's perspective on the upcoming bout is informed by his deep understanding of combat sports and the realities of aging in athletics. Cormier's comments reflect a sense of skepticism regarding Tyson's ability to compete at the highest level, especially against a younger and less experienced opponent. Like Paul, his observation is a sobering reminder of the inevitability of aging and its impact on athletic performance. Despite Tyson's impressive physical condition, Cormier highlights the inherent challenges that come with advancing age, suggesting that Tyson's abilities may not be as formidable as they once were. This sentiment was echoed during Cormier's appearance on First Take with Stephen A. Smith, where he underscored his concerns about Tyson's readiness for the fight. Cormier pointed to Tyson's recent struggles, including the need for assistance to leave an arena in 2023, as evidence of potential limitations. He expressed disbelief at the idea of Tyson returning to the ring just a year after such incidents, questioning the wisdom of such a decision. Given Tyson's health concerns, love that Mike going to make his money. I really do love that Mike is going to make his money. But to me, it's some baby back BS, man. You got Jake Paul, who just fought some dude last weekend, was a minus 2,500 underdog to Jake Paul. It doesn't happen like that. This guy speaks of building himself as a true fighter. Him fighting a 57-year-old Mike Tyson doesn't do that. I don't love that. Outside of the fact that Mike gets to make some money, Jake seems to be going backwards. And I'm not a Jake Paul hater. I just don't like the matchup, and I also love Mike Tyson. In linking Cormier's comments to his previous remarks, it becomes clear that his skepticism about Tyson's readiness for the fight is rooted in both Tyson's age and recent health issues. Cormier's perspective highlights the importance of considering the physical and mental well-being of athletes, especially when they are engaging in high-stakes competitions. Ultimately, Cormier's commentary adds another layer of complexity to the discussions surrounding the Tyson-Paul fight, prompting reflection on the ethics of allowing aging athletes to compete and the potential risks involved other UFC veterans, much like the beloved former champion. Anticipate a knockout conclusion to the Mike Tyson vs. Jake Paul match. They too predict Iron Tyson to emerge victorious in spectacular fashion. According to former UFC world champion Randy Couture, Jake Paul can only defeat Tyson in a genuine fight if the fight's conclusion is predetermined. He said, "I think Paul is in trouble with this one, unless the fix is in which I don't even want to say, because I don't think Mike would do that. I see Mike going out there and tearing him up in probably under 2 rounds." Couture further asserted that Tyson's upcoming bout will serve as a defense of boxing's integrity, countering the influence of recent celebrity-driven events that have begun to alter public perception of the sport. He said, "I think there's a little more at stake here for Mike. I think Mike sees some of these crossover fights and what's going on and how that's affecting boxing and people's perception of boxing. If you take him at his word, he wants to kind of straighten